the place for comic book and anime reviews.
Hey there, you guys. Welcome to the Brandon Campbell 12 YouTube channel. Here are comic book and anime reviews. And here I'm giving you guys my review for Justice League, issue number 5. Or, as you can also call it, is Legion of Doom, issue number 5. Great cover right here. We're going to see all the Legion of Doom members on the cover. From Black Manta to Gorilla Grodd to Cheetah to Joker to Lex Luthor to Sinestro. Everyone on the cover. The entire Legion of Doom here. Can I what this issue really does deal with? And I gotta say straight off the back, this is the best issue of Justice League so far. This is the best issue. And what is interesting about that being the best issue? Well, aside from me not reading caring about the last few issues, this isn't written by Scott Snyder, you guys. This is written, look down here. Like, this is written by James Tynion. That's right, James Tynion wrote this issue, and the writing style is different. It really shows. It also helps with the fact that this is dealing with one character, really one character for the most part. That is Lex Luthor. This mostly deals with him. So I decided to give a bag and board for this because that's how much I enjoyed this one. And let's go ahead and pull this out the bag and board and see what we get. So put your hand right here. We're going to pull this thing out. Set the bag and board down. Look at it. Alright, so another thing, I kind of read the preview for this. I also really enjoyed the preview when I read it, so that kind of also got me a little bit more excited to kind of read this issue. And this issue pretty much starts off with kind of like this monologue by Lex Luthor as he's in Superman's body, and he's talking about like the Legion of Doom a little bit and like their new kind of hiding spot. And well, I guess that's not really exactly Lex Luthor. It doesn't really say it's Lex Luthor. We don't really know who it is who's talking. So you said it can just be like an omniscient narrator. But he's talking about like the Legion of Doom and them creating like this their hideout and how their hideout was kind of created, kind of echoing the first issue of Justice League a little bit, where he's talking about the Hall of Justice and how that was created. We're gonna kind of getting at the Legion of Doom a little bit, and there's this great line about like him, the Lex Luthor carrying Doom in his hands and everything. That was really interesting. We later on get this kind of conversation that Lex Luthor had with Sinestro in this issue, where he kind of goes and finds Sinestro. Like, this issue kind of does. It starts this recruitment process of Lex Luthor recruiting each member of the Legion of Doom. And he goes to Sinestro and he kind of like says, "Hey, Sinestro, I want you to join me in this kind of quest to kind of like kind of join my quest to kind of take over now and open the world up until its new pride of being doomed," kind of deal. Throughout the issue, we also get like this scene right here where we kind of learn a little bit more about why Lex Luthor is going back to being a bad guy again. Because we knew we covered that a little bit in No Justice, but we didn't really get that in No Justice. We didn't really get to feel how Lex Luthor, why made Lex Luthor become a bad guy. And he kind of now is, what we kind of learned about in this issue is that not only was it Superman who kind of pushed him to that point, that was kind of what it was kind of played with in No Justice. It was that idea that entropy is the most powerful, that being evil is the most powerful thing in the universe. And he goes through using his time to go back and to go to the future, and he finds this group where he has kind of like become like this icon to them. He's now the icon to the world, pretty much. He's Lex Luthor, the legend, the man who led the world into a great change, pretty much. And he ends up having a talk with one of the people of this area. He finds out that the new world is called Lexor City, pretty much, and that it was through him they kind of realized like the legend of Lex Luthor had kind of came out to becoming true, and that he was able to like his legacy left an imprint that allowed the world to kind of change pretty much and create this city known as Lexor City. And one of the main people who this guy looks very much like the Joker, kind of like Lexor's asking him about like what is the key to making this all come true. He can't tell him that, but he can show him the symbol of the city. That is, of course, the doom symbol on the city. And then it becomes what he uses to kind of like go in, make this plan of creating the Legion of Doom. So after he goes and meets with Grodd, and he tells Grodd this story, and Grodd kind of at first is taunting him like, that's what you found out from this future thing. That's all it was. That you're just a failure, actually. Nothing that you ever do is going to really ever matter in the end. And I don't really need to rule you. I already have something that I need. I already am a ruler. As we see, like this that he has kind of forced all these people to kind of like fight each other pretty much. And so he's telling Leslie that I don't mean to really join you. In the end, but after having a bit of an argument with Leslie, does eventually convince Grodd to join him. As he tells him, I didn't finish my story, you arrogant primate. I know how to stop the Speed Force in its tracks. We don't have to wait until the end of time when the universe wants us to take it now. And Grodd doesn't tell me how. Like kind of like appealing to his desire to defeat the Flash, obviously. And we see once again Lex Luthor kind of looking at this symbol of doom again. And he's thinking to himself about all these things. And he goes forward and creates all these things like the invisible spectrum he ends up creating. He ends up creating a steel fortress to defeat the Flash. He ends up creating his desire ends up like ruling that figure that he had kind of went towards. But despite him doing that, he can now like change it to convince him that he would be able to rule over himself, not just like, oh, I died and then these people kind of like use my legacy to kind of create something new. No, man, now he can like actually like rule over it if he wanted to. He can actually create the future that he really wants on his own. And as all those people of that future were getting killed, they were all cheering his name that he is now going to get to rule over or going to create a world that he would truly want himself to create. And so at the very end of the issue, we see him once again piloting Superman until his doom. Once again, also going back to the fact that Superman was the one who helped in like him wanting to go back to being a bad kid. So it's all kind of coming together to this one big story event right in this issue. And I really dug that. It was a really interesting read for me. Again, best issue of this run, this league so far. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good issue, really solid. Really developed the character of Lex Luthor, gave us more reason for him to become a villain again than we had before, giving us more insight into Lex Luthor's psyche and the type of character he is. And it was just a really good issue, and Tynion really did a good job with this one. So, me, I got heard, but also on Justice League issue number 5. I'm going to for you guys about this issue of Justice League, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.